100 in Houston who have donated tickets for Jason Isabel on the 400 unit Friday, November 7th, and by Coffee House Live at St. Andrew's Presbyterian Church, 5308 Buffalo Speedway, who have donated tickets for Chris Knight on Thursday, November 6th. For more information, kpft.org.
Support for this show, Politics Done Right, comes from politicsdoneright.com, publishers of How to Make America Utopia, Take Away the Economy from Those Who Rigged It, As I See It, Class Warfare, The Only Resort to Right-Wing Doom, It's Worth It, How to Talk to Your Right-Wing Relatives, Friends, and Neighbors, and other books written by Egberto Willis.
Welcome to Politics Done Right. My name is Egberto Willis, your host. Good morning, Houston. Good morning, Harris County. Good morning to the great state of Texas. Good morning to the entire United States. Good morning to the entire world receiving our signals via the magic of El Internet. This item created by whom? We the people, now controlled by billionaires. But you know, the people are fighting back. Peacefully, of course. And I continue to stress, the people continue to fight back peacefully as ICE, the thugs on the street with license to maim and harass and kill, do just that. As I'm speaking to you right now, I'm looking at one of my screens, and there they are, civilians walking next to ICE trucks, look like in military gear, ready to attack the people of the United States. Unnecessary, a fear factor. But anyhow, we have a lot to talk about. Of course, you know, guys, we're in Fund Drive, but we are intending, in as much as we're in Fund Drive, to give you a program to tell you what's going on, to communicate with you. But anyhow, without further ado, let's send it off to El Estudio with el señor Jacques Van Beba and Mayana.
Good morning. Good morning. Hey, Jack.
Good morning, Miana. Good morning, Egberto. How are you?
I am doing fine, hermano. I'm doing fine. Hearing both of your voices make my day. You know, it kind of wakes me up because, I'm sleepy, man.
Hey, Egberto, I've kind of lost the connection to Sandy, so as we get done, I'm going to reconnect the computer. So
no problem. I'll do what I need to do on this end when that occurs. But anyhow, I tell you, let's go ahead and get your piece out, and then while I continue after that, you can pick up Brother Manager, all right?
Roger. All right. In today's episode, the discussion delves deeply into the battle for America's political and moral future, both online and offline. Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez exposes how the GOP manipulates young men through toxic online pipelines rooted in insecurity, racism, and misogyny. Progressives are urged to meet this digital manipulation with boldness, clarity, and moral conviction, stepping forward unapologetically in a time of crisis. Meanwhile, the real-world cost of conservative cruelty becomes clear in the ACA marketplace, where Republican subsidy cuts are causing catastrophic spikes in health premiums, turning health care into a death sentence for many working families. This show ties these threads together into one truth: political cowardice kills, while progressive courage saves lives. Right on, Egberto. That was great.
Absolutely. Let's hear from Mayana, and then let's do the reconnect. Mayana, how you doing this morning, my sis?
I'm good. I just woke up really late and just excited to hear what's going on because I know the rally's tomorrow and I just want to hear what's going on.
Great. Well, we're going to talk about all of that today, man. And thank you so kindly. Anyway, folks, before we get started, and while Jack does the magic that he does in the office to get things back online with our pitch person, El Señor Manager of the studio, Sandy, let me just give a big, humongous thank you to the one and only Jimmy Dunn. Jimmy Dunn came through for KPFT and Politics Done Right like he comes through all of the times. Thank you so kindly. Folks, we are in Fund Drive, and we need to raise mucho dinero. We need to raise, as you know, we are the backstop to to a mainstream media that is crippled by an administration like no other. Not even under the Nixon administration did the mainstream media feel under attack as it is right now. And they are doing what they... Yes, go ahead.
All right, I
Jack?
hear you.
Okay, good. All right. Anyway, as I was talking, as Jack get things together, so we are under attack, and even here on public radio, community radio, public radio, and these different items, they have slashed their budget. But you know, before I go to Sandy, let me just give you guys a little story, and this is where the conservative orthodoxy, I think many times in this respect, shows some what should I say? They're right about this, and that is, and you know what? It teaches something that comes from the Bible, to put it bluntly, and that is, don't give me the fish, teach me how to fish, because if you give me the fish, I get it one time. If you teach me how to fish, I can take care of myself. You guys know that I am as left as can be, but I do believe in that tenet. That's how I was raised. I was raised as far as a strong...
Can you hear me, Sandy?
A strong parenthood. You're also coming over on the line, but
Sandy?
a strong parenthood. And in that, learning how to fend for oneself. Now, here's the thing, folks. Donald Trump, and it's not only Donald Trump, but many in our government for a long time gave farmers, they had subsidies, they were paid not to grow on their lands. They were also given markets, preferential treatment, subsidies on their markets. But because of the racism in this country, for a long time, the farmers that had to do without were the farmers of color, because in all these rural areas where the farm bureaus were, getting the subsidies and all these things that were necessary were non-existent. They always find loopholes that these guys got held back. They weren't able to buy the tractors and all of that, so they learned how to do it on their own. It gave them a lot of impetus to simply say, you know what, we've got to find a way to survive. So now that we're having the farming crisis where we're getting no subsidies, or where subsidies are in decline, where USAID is no longer buying food from the farmers to ship overseas, and all these things, the farmers that are suffering right now are the same farmers that once had the privilege of receiving from the government while the others didn't. The same thing is happening throughout the country with a lot of what's happening in healthcare, etc., etc. I once told folks that this current government, on steroids of what has been done for a long time, is going to show America a lesson. It has never, ever, ever really been about race. It has always been about power and who was the one you could take advantage next to profit off of said power. And now that the others have been exhausted, it's now on many of the rest. We are all in this boat together. And until we learn that and get rid of our prejudices and get rid of our all prejudices, that is, we will all suffer. I trust that our big brother, Sandy Wyman, the manager of KPFT, is on the air now. Have we got Sandy yet? I don't quite hear Sandy. If not, I'll continue with the program.
No, not yet, Egberto.
No problem at all. So as we continue to get Sandy, I'll continue with what we hear. Today, I want to cover, Jack went ahead and gave us all the tenets of the show for today.
Can you hear me, Sandy?
Now, as he get it together, let me go ahead and start with this.
Sandy, can you hear me?
ACA marketplace previews show staggering premium spikes due to GOP subsidy cuts. At first, this
That's
was
Roger.
just
You can hear
people
me?
saying it was going to happen. That's what it was. People saying that this was going to happen. Now,
Still
they can
popping
actually
out.
see that it's happening. And what specifically is happening? I want to read you the top of this piece from Common Dreams. And by the way, folks, Common Dreams is a very good rag. Check it out, and let's make sure rags like Common Dreams and Daily Coast and of course KPFT survive. All right, it goes as follows. More than 20 million Americans are expected to see their health insurance premium more than double next year after Republicans refuse to extend a tax credit for those who purchase health insurance on the Affordable Care Act marketplace. Now, before I continue, I want to point out the subsidies for wealthy people had always been made permanent, but the subsidies for health care, not permanent. The Democrats couldn't get it permanent because of resistance from all Republicans and a couple of Democrats. Okay? You know who that is, Manchin and Sinema. Also, you remember the no tax on tips? The no tax on tips, that goes away after Trump goes away. Remember the no tax on overtime? That goes away when Donald Trump goes away. Continuing. And as the GOP remains firm in its stance that it will not vote to extend the credits in order to end the
Okay,
government
Eduardo, we got
shutdown.
Sandy on the line.
Okay, let me finish this and then I'll get to Sandy. And as the GOP remains firm in its stance that it will not vote to extend the credits in order to end the government shutdown entering its third week and open enrollment period for the ACA insurance fast approaching, Americans in some states are already getting a glimpse into how the price of their insurance will skyrocket in 2026. Folks, at first we were telling you, many of you didn't believe, many of you thought it was hyperbole. Well, in 6 states so far, you can see it now because their exchanges with the new rates are now open. I'm going to get to Sandy and then we'll continue this. But it's starting to happen. Open your eyes. Be there on Saturday. Sandy. Now, I can't hear Sandy. I don't know if if it's transmitted or not, but it's not coming over.
Oh, here we go.
Me. There we go.
Let's
Go ahead,
try it
Sandy.
like that. Hey, good morning, everybody. We've had the usual modicum of technical difficulties at 6 in the morning, but I guess that's to be expected in some way. Day number 2 of our fund drive, folks. We are looking for calls to us to fund the radio station today. 713-526-5738, option 1, or kpft.org. We have a modest $500 goal, looking for that first pledge of the morning. After yesterday, we've totaled now $52,137 in our drive. As we begin day number 2, you may go, well, how'd you do that on the first day? Sustainers, folks. Join us at $10 a month. It's a qualifying pledge to get one of the gift cards from our underwriters for an eatery that's described on our underwriting announcements. For more information, we invite you to look at our website. Everything's up there. What we're trying to do is gather enough money to continue this experiment through February next year. 713-526-5738, option 1, or kpft.org. We have a new hemp tote bag. It's the same hemp tote bag, but the print on it, one side, our Caroline Street studio, the other side, our previous studio on Lovett Boulevard. It's a nice looking piece of swag for KPFT. It's a $75 donation this morning. $120 gets you a pound of coffee beans and a coffee mug. Different ways of supporting your community radio station, making it possible for Politics Done Right to be heard every morning on our airwaves. Again, 713-526-5738, option 1, or click with your mouse at kpft.org. Egberto, back to you.
Muchas gracias, Sandy. Thank you very much. Anyway, folks, look, you know, the way I started this stuff, I didn't welcome my beautiful people on the chat. You know, when things are happening, sometimes you forget. Good morning, Joe from Los Angeles, California. Good morning, Lisa Blair from Atlanta, Georgia. Harry Denson, Missouri City, Texas. Uri Demmer, Deer Park, Texas. Paul Fleming Sr. from Powder Springs, Georgia. Thank you guys for being here. And then, of course, after missing quite a few on Substack, we have here Lady Historian, Sue Sieb, Jane B. in North Carolina, Harbinger, Bruce Filk, John King, my humble opinion is his call, Kathy Holmes or Kathy Hams, Judy, Stephen Rosenweig. Stephen, thank you for being a subscriber, my dear brother. Natalie Lago, Stephen Rosen, a week, I repeated that again. Hope they don't pepperball me tomorrow. You will be fine. You won't be pepperballed. It'll be fun. We also have Natalie Lago says, back in August, Virginia State Corporation Commission, the state entity responsible for overseeing health insurance companies operating and health insurance market exchange in Virginia, issued a public statement on its website saying 2026 insurance premiums would be 18 to 20%. Now, with all that transpired since then, I wonder if the price hike will be higher. I can tell you, based on the information that I'm reading here, the price hikes are in fact higher. Natalie Lago from Virginia. Just Us Chelly. Hey, I kind of like that name. Just Us Chelly. Just Us Chelly. Anyway, folks, continuing from, well, before that, let me say this. Please call 713-526-5738. 713-526-5738. Hit that number 1 to donate. Please remember to tell them this is in for Politics Done Right. Or you can go to kpft.org, kpft.org, hit that donate button, scroll down and make sure you say it's for Politics Done Right and choose whatever you can. As Sandy said earlier, we are looking for sustainers. It allows us to have less fund drives. It allows us to have shorter fund drives. As you notice from what Sandy said, we started out this fund drive on day 1, not $48,000 calling in or $46,000 calling in or however much it was. That was just on the books already because of the sustainers that are due then. You can also ensure that we have shorter drives and we stay viable by becoming a sustainer. Myself, even as, and let me be clear here, and Sandy will tell you straight up, I get a grand total of 0 for the work that's done here. A grand total of 0. All your money is used to operate this station. All the money you send is used to pay the electric bill, the transmitter, which is 100,000 transmitter, 100,000 watt transmitter, which gives us great coverage in the entire area. The very fast internet connections, which allow us to be heard in all those other city and states that you see me call out. They're doing it through the internet or through our app because we have you who've invested in the internet, the fast internet that we use here. Likewise, it goes for the electric bill to ensure that we have one of the greatest engineers here in local radio and just to get things done, folks. So it all goes into the system when you donate to KPFT. We can't do this without you. With the mainstream media under pressure, you saw all of them walk out yesterday from the Pentagon. All of them except OAN walked out of the Pentagon yesterday because the Pentagon didn't want reporters there. They wanted to have their own propaganda machine there. And these reporters said, we will not sign that document that says we will only post or print what you have approved us to print. We are here to report to the American people what's happening. Well, guess what? my dear listeners, that's our job here. And the mainstream media, as they are neutered, because that's what's happening to the mainstream media. They're being neutered. We can't be neutered. We take absolutely zero from the government. The mainstream media, they get money from the government indirectly. And how is that? Well, aren't they advertising? Or isn't one of their biggest advertisers the drug companies? Aren't one of their biggest advertisers the food companies? Aren't one of their big advertisers the farming companies, the one that sell deer, John Deere and all these things? And guess who subsidize all these companies? Big government subsidies, the big corporations. Every drug that you use has a government component in it. So therefore, what do you think the mainstream media has to do? They have to be careful with what they say. Am I inventing that? No, I have actually had some of the known reporters that you see on MSNBC, that you see on CNN, that have actually said, hey, we can't say that. We can't say that. Or we have to make believe that we don't see that. You know what's the solution to that? Independent media. What we do here, what a lot of other rags, like I mentioned, Common Dreams, Daily Kos, and all these other independent media sources. Yes, that is what you are supporting. So I'm asking you so kindly, I'm asking you as kind as I can, please give us a call at 713-526-5738, extension number 1, or go to kpft.org, hit that donate button, scroll down, and make sure you select Politics Done Right as a program you're supporting, and choose whatever you can. I, as a member of KPFT, I am a $10 a month donor, which means every month they take $10. I don't even think about it. I just think about it like I think about a cup of coffee. That's how I think about it, and I don't feel it. And my small $10 a month is a part of thousands given $10 a month to sustain what we're able to do. So if you can, $5 a month, $10 a month, whatever you can for the station, that takes us a lot. That makes a big difference to us, and we get to cover things. Look, I'm going to be out there at No Kings covering the entire thing with several cameras, several folks out there. I'm going to videoing it. I'm going to be throwing it onto the internet. I'm going to be on a couple radio stations around the country talking about what we're doing with this thing. So let me tell you, your investment is the alternate media that's going to let people know they're not alone. That's going to let people know that we are not going to lose the battle of freedom, the battle of democracy. And this isn't hyperbole, brothers and sisters. This is reality. This isn't hyperbole. We keep waiting and waiting till it's over. It will be over. 713-526-5738, extension number 1, and kpft.org. Hit the donate button. I'm at a big 0. Yesterday, after the fact, Jimmy Dunn, which I didn't get to thank on air, gave a very, very good donation to KPFT via Politics Done Right. And I want to thank him dearly. He's one of the regular callers that you hear here, our 90-something-year-old guy that I love hanging with every so often. And you know what? He realizes what we have to get done in the next few years. We have to get it done. All right. Enough pitching for a second. Let me get back to the program. For those who have just joined us, we're talking about the increased pricing, the ridiculously high pricing on the exchange. And there are 2 price increases that are actually occurring to the average person, the farmer, the candlestick maker, the different folks with their own companies, etc. There are 2 price hikes. One is caused by the fraudulent health care inflation, which is way higher than traditional inflation. Again, that's the thuggery we have in the healthcare industry. But the other one is the subsidies no longer received by people that live up to 400% above the poverty level. 400% above the poverty level actually is not a small change. 80-something thousand dollars for a family of 4, I believe. So continuing, on Wednesday, ACA Health Insurance Marketplace in 6 states, California, Maine, Minnesota, Vermont, Oregon, and Kentucky, they launch window shopping tools that allow residents to compare their current insurance premiums with the ones they can expect to pay next year. Remember, the subsidies expire in December. That is what the shutdown is all about. The Democrats are saying, no, we have to extend the subsidies for the average American citizen. You have given the rich people permanence. You haven't given the regular people permanence. So people are going to be able to start seeing, well, they can already see what their prices are going to be. And some people's prices have jumped 400%. Brothers and sisters, it is real. This is window shopping. This is telling them what they're going to pay. The exchanges actually open on November 1st. Now, for all of you that are saying, but I am not on the exchange. Well, let me tell you a dirty little secret. There is even as you have many different insurance companies, there's only one insured pool. Again, the insured pool is all of Americans. And that's one of the reasons I say we don't need many insurance companies. We only need one. The insured pools is all of us. Now, if the companies can't get the subsidies from the government, that means more Americans have to pay more for health insurance. The insurance companies are not going to reduce their bottom line. But guess what? If these rates stay as high as they are, or if these rates are not reduced with the subsidy, that means millions will go uninsured. You can't get blood out of water. If somebody got used to paying $1,000 a month and is now having to pay $4,000 a month, they can't do it. If somebody was paying $200 a month and now has to pay, oh my God, $1,200 a month, they can't do it. That space is not there in their budget. Something has to go. And since groceries are not going to go, as people put groceries on their credit cards and their credit cards go up, people are suffering. Right? As that occur, guess what, people? People drop their insurance. That means the amount of money the insurance companies are collecting is less. And since they have no intentions of making less money, everybody's insurance goes up. Whether you're on the exchange, the 20-something million on the exchange, or whether you get insurance from your employer, or whether you get insurance directly from the insurance companies. It's a closed loop that you cannot run from. It's a closed loop that you can't say, this isn't going to affect me. It will affect all of us, and it has started affecting all of us. It matters. I want to give a big thank you to Enid. Thank you so kindly, Enid, for your, I think it's oh great, it's a sustainer. Enid, thank you so kindly for a sustainer. Now we just need 4 more like Enid and we will be there. And if we don't get 4 more, look, give whatever you can. 713-526-5738, extension number 1. Anyhow, folks, so it's happening, right? I am not saying this to bore you. I'm not saying this to scare you. I'm saying this to let you know what's happening. The reason for the shutdown. What the reason is for the shutdown. And this is why we have to support what these guys are doing and telling them cave on no circumstances. But of course, reality may mean we'll see how evil the other side is as far as just saying we are just going to let those people suffer. And if for some reason we go that far, just remember, you still have the power to change it in a year. And whilst folks may suffer for a year, they have a possible, and some will die. Again, some will die. Just like in Texas, because we didn't accept the Medicaid expansion to the Affordable Care Act, every year we lose several hundred Texans dead because of the policies instituted by our Republican legislature. The party of life, the party that believes in life, has decided to kill many Texans every year. And we're about to do it on a national level. All right, continuing. Increases would be the most drastic for customers making over 400% of the poverty line, which is around 1 million people. They would have to cover the entire cost of premiums themselves, okay, and grapple with an 18% rise. Okay, so let me explain that 18% rise. That 18% rise is that the premium increased by 18%, but also they're receiving no subsidies, and therefore their entire cost is up to 400% what they were paying. So if they were paying $1,000, it's now $4,000. Across each of these states, the advocacy group Protect Our Care found plans that are expected to increase dramatically, sometimes in prices several times higher than they were this year. There is no longer any doubt about the healthcare disaster Republicans have created, said the group's chair, Leslie Dack. Working families can now log onto a computer and see the Republican healthcare betrayal right before their eyes. Middle-income Americans who are older but not yet old enough to receive Medicare are expected to see the steepest increases in their premiums, according to KFF. That's the Kelsey Family Fund, I believe. When Protect Our Care looked at plans for 60-year-old couples making $85,000 a year, the group found staggering results in each state. In Clay County, Kentucky, the group found that a Clear Silver plan, that's the second one that they say most people should have, which charges that couple a premium of $559 per month this year. Here's the cost now. $2,736 per month, nearly 5 times that amount, 5 times what they were paying. It ain't, and you know what? Guess what? When you chime into that thing to see what your rate is going to be, it doesn't say I'm a Republican or I am a Democrat. It says this: if you are this age, this is how much it's going to cost you. $2,736 a month. They were previously paying last year $559. This is Kentucky, red Kentucky, home of you know whom. It's real. And they lied to you. They lied to your face as they were telling you what they were. They lied to you, but they constantly lie to you. And we tell you they're lying to you. But many a times, you're either a cultural thing or a prejudice thing or whatever thing have caused you to support those who are working for your demise. It's not that they're working for your demise. It's that they're taking what they can. Remember, I told you in the beginning of the program today, it has never, ever been about race, gender, or any of those things. It has always been about power. It has always been about greed. Always, always. Race, gender, all these things are just tools to manipulate your mind so that you can hate on others instead of hating on the ones who are causing your own demise. And when we mature our minds enough to look at everybody that's in our surroundings and say, you are me, whoever you are, whatever you look like, whatever you do, you are me. And it's an economic system intended on castrating you. Until then, things will remain as they are. Jimmy, my brother Jimmy, come on in. Before you start talking, Jimmy, wait, Jimmy, wait, Jimmy, wait. I want to give you a big thank you. You, people like you who see the value in what we do and put your money where your mouth is. I didn't expect that contribution. I want to thank you so kindly for supporting KPFT. You're a wonderful person. All right, speak now, my brother.
I'm glad to support your program. Tomorrow I'm going to the No Kings rally in Katy, Texas. I'm going to wear my T-shirt with a big picture of Barack Obama on it. And secondly, our Vice President J.D. Vance once called Trump America's Hitler. Now, Trump is not as bad as Hitler, but his ICE troops remind me of Nazi troops, and they need to be stopped. They're very violent, and the Hispanic community is afraid of them. They're afraid of being arrested and held without any legal recourse. So that ICE group needs to stop. The Texas National Guard needs to come back from Chicago. They have no business being up there. And but that stuff needs to stop.
You know, Jimmy, the thing about it is, right, I'm watching TV and my blood is boiling, right? Because I see these armored vehicles with these soldiers with military gear on the side of these trucks. And then you see people in T-shirts and costumes walking next to it. It is a shame, and that image going around the world. Give every dictator around the world to say, hell, you know, now it's the United States of America doing this. It is shameful, and it's up to us on tomorrow. First of all, great that you're going out to that. Listen, guys, our 90-something-year-old brother is going to be out there standing up in Katy, Texas, in every corner of the United States. I don't care if you're 2 years old or 100 years old. You need to be out there to show our government who is in command. Peacefully, of course. Always peacefully. Close her out for me, Jimmy.
Yeah, tomorrow we should have a good crowd. People also need to speak up on the other radio talk shows, on writing letters to the editor, calling them members of Congress. This shutdown needs to end. It's going to be harmful, and I urge the Democrats to help end it, and then work on these important issues like health care and education and so forth.
Thank you, Jimmy. Let me just say, Jimmy just said some other important things that I want to point out. I get letters from Jimmy whenever he sends it to the Houston Chronicle. Jimmy puts his work put his work in. He sends letters to the editors around the country, and many times get them printed. That is how the plutocracy knows it's on watch from the people. Before I continue, let me send it back to the studio for Sandy. Sandy, come on in.
Thank you, Egberto. Thanks, everybody, for listening this morning. A special thanks to Enid, who made that whole pledge so part of this program. We're looking for a $500 goal. We're about $400 shy of that right now. We need a few of you to step up and support community radio this morning. $100 pledge gets you our new fall pledge drive t-shirt, inspired, actually drawn by our own blues hound, James Nagel. A lovely print on a long sleeve butter color t-shirt. So it's a nice thank you gift to take for supporting 90.1 KPFT, 713-526-5738, option 1, or kpft.org, and a click of the mouse on that donate button. Egberto, you're talking about health care. In this household, we've got one member whose premium is doubling. And this is no joke, folks. This is why we need to have these conversations on the air and let everybody know what's going on in our country. And if you think about it, Egberto, they've only restored our prior health care system in terms of the insurance companies raking in the profits and making sure they're profitable by getting those premiums up to a level where it becomes almost unaffordable for too many people. This radio station is essential. Now, I'm asking you for what's essential, and that is the money to run it. Can you do $5 a month or $10 a month? A $10 a month sustaining pledge qualifies you for a gift card from one of the restaurants underwriting KPFT. There is complete information on our website, kpft.org, and we invite you to check that out if you want to on our website. But the money is what we need to keep on going. This is day number 2. We're doing nicely, but we need to make our goal on this program. So 4 of you getting that t-shirt, we are there. Egberto, back to you.
Thank you so kindly, Sandy. Let's see, Enid. Thank you very much for that contribution. That is the only one we have thus far. Please, folks, give us a call, 713-526-5738. By the way, Jane V in North Carolina, the size of the T-shirts, I think there are multiple sizes. I'll check with Robin and see how we go about it. The T-shirts, etc. Sandra D, welcome. Lynette, welcome. Cheryl Elkins has some great ideas, and it goes as follows as for tomorrow. If you can't go out to be in a crowd, start a crowd. But additionally, if you just can't leave your home, go out on your porch. This is great idea, Cheryl. Go on your porch. Put out your put a sign up there. And, somebody driving through is going to take a picture of it and put it on the internet. Or when you're on your porch, get your daughter, your mother, your father to take a picture of you on the internet. Show people that we are in camaraderie with wanting a better America. Let me just say, Lynette says, I got a letter saying mine will go up 76%. My husband and I will have to go without that. Would be almost $1,000 a month. It's real. This is what the shutdown is about right now, folks. It's real. This is what the next election is about, folks. It's real. The thing about it, and I'll be honest with you. We are just humans. We are just humans. And for somebody like myself, I try to make sure to maintain my credibility. I try my best to only give accurate information. Have I failed at times? Yes, of course. We're human. Whenever I do, I make sure to go correct it over. Sometimes I even edit old videos on YouTube if the mistake was like something that's really substantive. Why am I telling you that? Because those of you that are listening, whether you're MAGA, left wing, right wing, or whatever, I want folks to go ahead and not just believe, but go ahead and verify and then act. But the problem is too many hear it. They fuss about what they hear here. They complain about what they hear here. They make the wrong vote, and then they pay the price, not only themselves, but because of their vote, they've caused all of us to suffer. All. What I'm tired of seeing on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, are all these people who are now saying, I am so sorry I made a mistake. I made a mistake. That mistake actually will kill a lot of people. And how already has. That mistake is going to cause the cancer of many people to keep growing until we fix this system, hopefully beginning in 2026. Not hopefully, when the right people are elected in 2026. But how many people would have had their cancers growing? How many people would have had many of their organs failing? Because they just couldn't afford to see a doctor. Elections have consequences, and making bad choices have consequences. And we are living it now. People, let's not keep making the same mistakes. When I look at polls in Virginia and notice what the polls are saying in Virginia for the governorship in both Virginia and what's the other state, and New Jersey, I sit down and wonder why one particular candidate isn't at 90%. And the only answer that I can come up with is a mental illness. Let's go to Betty, line 1.
Morning, Alberto.
Good morning, sis.
Yeah. If you're lost in the woods and you're going, and who's going crazy to find you? Alberto. And on the shutdown, we need no intermittent shutdown so we can hold and fix it. what Trump is trying to do is pull the plug. Put your $5, maybe your $10 a month, the best way, and buy. Love y'all.
Love you, Betty. I always love your written out thing, ready to go. You're wonderful. Let me go to Sandy for another pitch because I'm only at one contribution so far, my brothers and sisters. I know more of you can give us a coffee a month or 2 coffees a month. I know you can. Come on in, Sandy.
Thank you, Egberto. You know, we've been here for 55 years 55 and a half years at this point, essentially. And we've done that by people calling up and making donations, just like you, listening this morning. Now, perhaps you're on the way to work. Maybe you're at work already. Maybe you work from home and you got up, got your coffee, turned your streaming device on or your radio on, and you listen to this show every day. And when you listen, you get a perspective that you don't hear on the other radio stations, because the other radio stations, they have commercial sponsors. Egberto, I had one gentleman cancel a sustaining pledge because he thought, personally, I was too liberal and he was not going to support KPFT. Now, I don't know exactly how that fits in terms of my individual views influencing one person to cancel a sustaining membership. But think about that. You're branded too liberal, so we're not giving. You know, this is the exact division we're talking about here. It makes no sense. This is a community radio station where we have these discussions. And the platform is there. The apparatus is there. It's there for Egberto and other volunteers to come in and apply their art, in this case, politics done right. And it exists for that very reason, to have these conversations and provide information and alternative media to what you would get otherwise. Branding us too liberal, I think that's a far-fetched notion, quite frankly. I think we're community. I think we're all in the same boat here. In the case of these healthcare premiums, exactly as Egberto is saying, if you can't afford them personally, you're in danger. Your healthcare is disappearing. It's not affordable. One good operation and it can wipe you out financially. It's happened repeatedly across the country. These conversations, this information that we're providing just this very morning, it's essential. KPFT is essential, and your donation is essential. $5 or $10 a month is not a lot to ask to keep this radio station going. Now, if you already have a sustaining membership, and many of our members do already, about half, increase it $5 a month. Call up and say, I want to take my $5 membership and make it $10. Make my $10 membership $15. That act alone will qualify you for one of those restaurant gift cards if you so choose. But the biggest thank you is the continuance of what we're able to do here. Have these conversations. Tomorrow's a big day for America. I hope many of you will participate. We'll be in the studio tomorrow. We're looking to air the updates from Pacifica. We're trying to make that arrangement at the last minute here. But folks, we need this KPFT on the air, in your ears, on the dial, and we need the dollar bills to pay the vendors that we use, such as the power company, such as the city taxes. That's right. KPFT is subject to city taxes thanks to a very slick proclamation by the Texas legislature many, many years ago, going back to about 2005. Needs to be amended. And until it is, we have to pay real estate taxes. Just another example of the nearly $60,000 a month it now takes to run this radio station. Please help us with that. 713-526-5738. Option 1, do your part, grab a t-shirt. If you look at our website, you'll find all the donated tickets and other items up there. And hopefully we will be able to continue by making our goal this morning when you take that step. Egberto, I'll let you thank this next person. I'm sure it's visible to you just now. So
yes,
take that if you would.
I want to thank Julie. Julie's right here in Houston, Texas. Thank you so kindly, Julie. It's great because today we have the first donor was from North Carolina. Today's the second donor is from Houston. Let's go ahead and get more from all over. And look, this is wonderful. Thank you for that very substantive contribution. We could not do it without you at all, Julie. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I need to. Sandy just spoke about losing a sustainer because they said we were too liberal. That is why when Sam donated yesterday, it touched my heart. I think it's Sam. I think it's his name. Because he's a conservative, very conservative guy. And he's called here before to complain about something that I said. And we've had civil conversations. And even sometimes, we've actually agreed. And when he says, you make me angry sometimes, but you make me think. That is how, I feel exactly as he does. Some folks make me angry sometimes, but it makes me think. And I think I made that confession at the beginning of the program, or either today or yesterday, when I spoke about people having, actually, I think it was today about the fish, right? And yesterday when I talked about the conservative stuff about you have to have that more stake in the game, etc., etc. And I've changed a whole lot of the ways I thought, because one thing and I'm going to put it bluntly, they understand better than I would say left-wingers like myself, is that there are certain things that are inherent to a large percentage of human nature, not all, to a percentage of human nature that needs to be added to the equation. There's something called human nature, and that has to be added to the equation, which for me, things were just math. And what many of them have told me and proved to me is that they're right on that issue. So I've adapted it as a progressive value as well. Okay? All right, let's go to Donald. Come on in, Donald.
Good morning, Alberto.
Good morning, my brother.
It's PFT. Because Egberto is kind. Egberto is people. He is freeing truth.
I love you.
People freeing truth.
Brother, I love you. Mayana sent that to me, and I was going to read it a little bit later, but you beat me to it, and coming from the source is even better. Thank you, brother.
All right, my brother. Have a good weekend.
You too, sir. You too, sir. All right, let's go to Brother Bart. Come on in, Bart.
Yes, sir. Good morning. Sandy, you're right. You are too liberal, and that's the problem with this station. Now, I don't regret my vote. This is exactly what I voted for. I've actually voted for this to be harder. There's no need for subsidies for illegal aliens to have health insurance. This government shutdown, I hope it lasts forever, because I haven't noticed any breaks in service. It's actually been great. I've had cleaner air, and I hope it stays this way, because it's perfect. But as far as the people being terrified of this No Kings rally and scared of it, nobody's scared of it at all. We don't even know what's going on. And Jimmy, I feel sorry for you. You're still wearing a Barack Obama T-shirt. It's a shame. It's a shame that someone your age doesn't have more common sense than that.
Thank you, my brother. That's good. Let me just say before you do leave, I just want to say, okay, well, you left already, but I hope you're still listening. I think without me having to say anything, right? After all that we've discussed this morning, I think people understand who you are, where your heart is, what your values are. And I think there are only a few people who look at you and feel, I want to be like that guy. So I want to thank you so kindly. And notice I didn't interrupt you, even as you lied. I didn't want to interrupt you because people got to see exactly what the inherent MAGA is. So for all the other MAGA folks out there, I know most of you are not like what you just listened to. I know that. You know why I know that? Because I've spoken to so many of you. And I also have relatives who are you. But Bard is the instantiation of what we speak about that most people want to get away from. I want to a big thank you to Joe. Joe is from Stafford, Texas. Thank you, Joe. I appreciate your contribution. And that is one. Yeah. Thank you so kindly. I mean, guys, we could not do this without you all. Again, I repeat, we could not do this without you all. Look, I have 2 videos that I wanted to show, but we had
Berto.
Yes, go ahead, sir.
Hey, that last Grinch needs a heart transplant, I think.
I don't know. It may be even more than that. It may be even more than that. But you know what? Like I say, I am not, we don't let those people change our hearts. We don't let those people change who we are. When we go out there on tomorrow, I am going to have people out there that are going to tell me some stuff that I am going to cringe. And you know what I'm going to tell them? Still love your brother, still love your sister. Because I tell you what, I love humanity. That's what and that's what I'm telling our folks here in King. We're gonna have probably 1,000 people. Cindy sent me the sign up yesterday, the sign up count yesterday, and I'm like, oh my God, how much was it when we had the last King's rally? She said it was half this, Egberto, and even though it was half of this, twice the amount of people came than what registered, and I'm like, oh God, we have got to be ready, and you know what? We are ready. We have great organizers out here in Kingwood. These women kick you know what. And I'm going to be out there. And Sandy, thanks for reminding us that Pacifica is putting together the network to do this. And both myself will be out in the field, and we'll be calling into the network so you guys can hear what's happening in different locations. Neil Aquino will be on as well to tell where he's at. I don't know where he's going to be. And you know what? I think our brother in the studio, Jack, is going to be giving a pretty good speech as well. We probably should get Jack to call in as well and give us a rundown as far as how it's going out there. Jack, I haven't spoken to you about that. But anyhow, so yeah, guys, let me tell you, you are supporting something grand, something that's going to report in a... You guys are just wonderful. Let's go to Tyler. Come on in, Tyler. Okay, yeah. Yeah, I can hear you, Tyler.
All right. Hey, long time listener, first time caller. Appreciate what you do, man.
Thank you, brother.
Last call, I thought he was being satirical.
No, that's who he is. He's a regular caller. He believes what he's saying.
But main thing I wanted to talk about, you had a caller a couple of days ago talking about renaming it No Kings to Love America rally.
Yes.
Got me thinking that we should, that's kind of what a lot of right-wingers don't understand is words that aren't already defined. Like, we should just, they can't understand the word genocide unless it means something that's like the Holocaust, or you say woke, they don't even know the definition.
Right. So and the thing about it is, you know what? When I hear the woke story, Tyler, I find it funny because woke just means you are aware. It means that you know what's going on. It means that it's amazing that folks don't get it. And it's just like they don't like science. They don't like books that inform you. They don't like I mean, it is, the thing about it is it is not their fault, right? It is the fault of the leaders they follow, because they need to keep the people uninformed so that they can continue to take. Anything else, Tyler? I got to do a station ID.
No, that's it, man. Appreciate your time.
Thank you, brother. You have a great day. Folks, this is KPFT 90.1, KPFT Houston. Thank you so kindly for being here. Let me throw it back to Sandy before we close this baby out. Yes.
Hold on. There are over 90 No Kings rallies throughout Texas. Is that unbelievable?
That is great. And I can guarantee you there will be more, because people are taking the advice that Cheryl talked about, which is put a sign up at the corner of your street, put a sign up on your porch, take some pictures and send them in. That's what it's going to be. Let me pass it to Sandy.
Thank you, Egberto. Well, at this point, folks, we got about 5 minutes left before we're going to turn it over to Amy Goodman, and we're still a few dollars shy here. We need about another $200 to make our goal this morning. So if a couple of you out there could be so kind, maybe you could do $8.50 a month. Could a couple of you do that? That would get us past our goal, over the top, and on our way here on the first Friday of our fund drive, fall 2025. We began in 1970. This would be the 56th fall fund drive that KPFT is executing. 56, Egberto.
That is great.
Just remarkable. We're still here. We're commercial free. We don't rely on advertisers to tell us, hey, we'll give you the dollars, but you can't put Egberto on. He's too liberal, as you are, Mr. Weinman. But, we still want to advertise our wares, so we're going to do that. But be cautioned. That's the way commercial stations roll. And you're feeling even more authority from our government as to what you can hear on the airwaves, what you can see on the airwaves. It's a cancel culture in reverse of sorts. Folks, we need your call. We need your pledge. We need to keep operating community radio in Houston. 713-526-5738, option 1. This show is about over, and we'll be back on Monday after the No Kings rallies across the country. We'll have lots to talk about, I'm sure. But for right now, let's make today, Friday, whole with your call, please. 713-526-5738, option 1, or kpft.org. Fall Fund Drive t-shirts. We got gift cards from restaurants for a qualifying sustainer pledge. We've got all kinds of cool stuff up on the website that you can go peruse at your disposal whenever you want to. You can make a pledge there whenever you want with a click of the donate button. Egberto, I don't know what else to add this morning. I thank you for your efforts. Every day he's here for you folks. He's prepared to get on the air every day. Volunteer effort. Honor that effort. Throw a few bucks in the tip jar. You'd be so kind. One more time, 713-526-5738, option 1, or kpft.org. Egberto.
Thank you so kindly, Sandy. I want to read something touching from Udi Deemer, who's a supporter. I'm 69 years old with cancer, and I let my extra help go as I would not accept the Texas forced reapplication subsidies. I now go to no doctors. I still pay Medicare premiums. You and I share so much in common with respect to not going to doctors, and there are reasons why, but I'm not going to talk about that right now. No time. I want to welcome Reyes Nunez. Thank you for being here. Udi Deemer, thank you for being here. Anthony Lefranco, Lee the Bearcat. These are people from all over the country, folks. Seperados, welcome as well. And para ver. I just like to salute you. If you have the honor of being here with us, I want to call those out that I can. I won't get to all of you because it's a lot, but I still want to call a few out. Genevieve Charvin, welcome. Sandra D, Lynette, and all the rest that are chatting. Anyway, folks, I want to say, remember, let me go to the studio for a closer. Studio closer.
Well, I was just going to repeat what Donald said, so take it away, Egberto.
And Cheryl and Mike close the gap for us from Farmington, Massachusetts. Oh, you are several times donor. Cheryl, I love you. Thank you you are supporting independent media, sis. You are supporting independent media in so many different ways, not only with your financial contributions, but just with your advice and you putting things out there. You are a hero. Let me also salute everybody else. Remember, you can come directly to me at KPFT at politicsdoneright.com. You can get the rest of all the videos, etc. at politicsdoneright.com/newsletter. And, I got to get out of here. Sandy going to kick me out. So my name is Egberto Willis. This is Politics Done Right. And you guys know how I end this, baby. I am what? Out.
That we now join Democracy Now!